Newly released text messages from NFL Hall of Famer Brett Favre show he was very involved in a plot to use welfare money to build a new volleyball facility. That facility was at a school where his daughter played the sport. $1 million was supposed to go to the poor people in Favre's home state of Mississippi. The message also showed Favre tried to make sure the public would never know he was taking the money and grants from the state's welfare agency. In the past, Favre has said he did not know the money was coming from the welfare system. He paid back $1.1 million given to him by a nonprofit, but the state auditor says the former football star still owes $228,000 in interest. This story is very interesting. So, of course, like I said, the money in question, it was part of the $86 million that the federal government gave to the state of Mississippi. It was supposed to go to lifting the poorest families out of poverty. But it turns out that the head of the Mississippi Welfare Agency, his name is John Davis. Him and this other lady named Nancy New, they had sort of like this ring going where they would divert the funds. And so I guess what ended up happening is that Davis, he wanted to help out a friend, a buddy, and that buddy happened to be Brett Favre. He says that he did not know where the money was coming from. He had no idea that it was coming from them. It says that he asked a lot of questions. I don't know if that's true. Nevertheless, he took the money. So the guy is him and Nancy. So the Davis guy, who is the head of the Mississippi Welfare Office, and Nancy, they are also named as defendants in this law, along with Brett Favre. And so they are being they have to face the fire basically right now and see where that money was supposed to go, because it was literally supposed to go to a lot of black and brown people that needed that money in the state of Mississippi. Mississippi is the poorest country, poorest state in the country. And so they took that money and they have been diverting millions of dollars for who knows how long, and they just got caught.
Mimi, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to tell me when to wrap up and go to the next story, because I have so much to say about this man.
Go ahead.
You know, first things first, he is... I hate to use the word liar, but he is not correct in saying that he had no idea that where the money was coming from. There are text messages that show August 3rd, 2017. If you were to pay me, is there any way the media can find out where it came from and how much? So first things first, you knew that there was probably something. Maybe you didn't know exactly what organization.
But when you question it says that you
there
were
was something that was going on fishy about the situation. So you knew that you probably weren't supposed to have this money. So that's first things first. Second of all, welfare is something that white men, rich men in the United States have no idea how important it is to, like you said, poor black cities in America. You have absolutely no idea how welfare affects us, how it helps our communities, what it is. So far removed. When I talk about far removed, I am speaking to him right here. So that's my 1 and 2 points. Second of all, in the NFL, he played in the NFL for the Packers, I believe, and someone can tell me if I'm wrong, for 15 years, and he made roughly $140 million in that 15 years, and that was I can't remember, whenever he left the NFL, it doesn't matter. So his net worth right now is about $100 million. So if you cared so much about your daughter's volleyball facility, many people online are wondering why be a rich man stealing from the poor when you can just take your $100 million and pay for the doggone stadium. You can send your own $5 million and pay for the stadium. You know what I mean? And I'm just really sick of when people talk about why, when you get upset, we protest, you want to rush in and Target's going to lose this amount of money and these big corporations are going to lose money, when the big corporations are the ones who are the rich stealing from the poor in the very first place. And I'm not buying his story that he had no idea that he was doing something illegal.
Yeah. Well, listen, since the money was federally appointed to the state of Mississippi, the Justice Department is now going to look into it.
As they should.
So it is a bigger issue than just now a state issue. And so not only are they going to have to answer to the state of Mississippi, they're going to have to answer to the federal government. Yeah. So it's, they're not going to get away with it.
And he also should have to answer to the people that he stole money from, that he ripped money from, that had an opportunity, to do better for their community and better themselves. So do better.